towards the back of your Spring Grow Along handbook, you will find the kitchen garden section. And today we are going to be starting Cucumber La Diva. Now, given its name, you would think La Diva would be difficult to grow. However, it is all female flowering, so you don't have to deal with any of those pesky male flowers. However, I'm sure you will be quite interested to read all about cucumbers. So I've included 2 pages of information for you in this handbook section, as well as troubleshooting. So once we get further into the season and the plants start growing and fruiting, there's some information there for you to keep an eye on. If you've missed any of our videos or we'd like to see some of the grow alongs from the very beginning, then you can either catch up on highlights or visit our website. The resources section has all the videos there for you. So here we go, we've got plenty of seeds in your packet. And you can see that they're quite flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant them on the sharp edge on their side, because what that means is when they're sitting in the compost, if you've got a lot of water in the pot, the water can run off the seed easily. If it's laying flat, then the water could sit on the flat side of the seed and potentially rot it. So sowing them on their sharp edge, I'm just going to sow 1 or 2 seeds per 9cm pot. Just kind of cover that lightly. Now, cucumbers, they don't transplant very well. So if you're going to sow 2 seeds to double your chances of seed germination, that's fine. However, you might have to sacrifice the weakest. You can very carefully take it out and try and transplant it. I'm usually successful with that because I'm very gentle. However, don't disturb the first. Don't risk disturbing the first. We will then leave the remaining seedling to grow on into the 9cm pot, completely fill it, and then and only then will we transfer it into its final position, which is either in the greenhouse or in a 10 or 15 litre pot. 15 litres is my preference. The plants can get quite big. Let me show you. This is Cucumber La Diva. Look how many fruits we've got. We've only got 3 plants here. Now, you can grow them in a pot if you don't have a polytunnel or greenhouse like I do, which is what I did last year. But just for easiness, I decided to put them in the ground this year, just because I needed less watering. You can see I've just left the cucumbers to crawl. This frame was just in place because I used it when the plants were young to put some frost cloth over the top, not to protect them from the cold but from the hot sunshine. But now the plants are a lot more mature, they're fine on their own, and it's turned into being a brilliant frame for the fruits to hang from. Now, due to the risk of rotting, it's not a good idea to soak them in a tray of water, so I'm just going to give them an overhead water. I've got my watering can here. Cucumbers like a nice warm germination period, so if you have a heat mat in your greenhouse, they can go on that, no problem. However, do not put them in an enclosed propagator because you could very easily steam your seedlings. So just on the kitchen windowsill is absolutely perfect. I've got one here that I started about 6 days ago, and you can see it's just starting to break through the soil surface. Cucumber can now spend the day in the greenhouse. However, I'm not going to leave it in bright direct sunlight like this because the leaves are very, very delicate and they could burn in the sunshine. So I'm going to put him somewhere slightly out of the direct sunshine. I will show you in a second. But once they progress, this one is about 2.5 weeks old. Once they get to this size, then they're absolutely fine. Over this side of the greenhouse is where the staging is. These are my ranunculus. So I've got my little cucumber here, and I'm just going to pop him in the shadow of the staging. You can see I've got a bit of salad on the go as well. And our snapdragons are looking really good too. So I'll just leave him here for the day and then take him back in tonight, because I think it's only going to be 1 degree. Doing really well though. Really pleased with that. It's a bit of a rubbish day today, isn't it? So I've given up and brought myself a wheelbarrow of homemade compost into the greenhouse, and I'm going to pop my tomatoes and my cucumbers on into their final positions, which is going to be 15 litre containers. These are my containers. These are 15-litre containers. You can use 10 litres if you want to. I just prefer them because they keep the plants happy and healthy over the course of the season. They hold more compost, which is more nutrients and more water, so it makes life easier for me. And I'm just going over them with a stiff brush just to make sure that there's no pests lurking under the rim here, ready for the buffet that's going to be in this pot. These are the cucumbers. They're also still in the greenhouse because of the funny old weather. And look, we've got mini cucumbers on the way. It won't be long. Brace yourself for just how delicious this is compared to shop bought. I ate a whole cucumber last night with my dinner, all by myself.